Kakadosh Boker, we're just continuing with halachot of Purim. We were speaking about when Purim comes on Motzei Shabbat, what exactly is the order. Another very, very important halacha is going to be, what about the Megilah? What does that mean? We know that if you're going to take the Megilah and you're going to be reading in the Megilah, so then, technically speaking, what's the problem? You're taking it, there is a question whether it's mikvah or not, but you're actually using the Megilah to read from it, and let's say you're practicing the Megilah, that's fine, but if right now you're going to come and you're going to take this Megilah to the Bet HaKnesset, so if you're taking it on Shabbat to the Bet HaKnesset, that's called Hachana. What are you preparing? You're preparing from Shabbat to the weekday. And that's going to be a problem because obviously you're not using it on Shabbat, you're only using it on Motzei Shabbat. So therefore, obviously, anyone that wants to bring a Megilah, lechatechila, they should bring it to the Bet HaKnesset before Shabbat. So therefore, you have it here already from before Shabbat. Nevertheless, b'diavad, if a person does need to bring it on Shabbat in itself, after Shekiyah, it's still better to do it through a child that's not Igia lechinuch. But if it needs to, then he could bring it. But again, obviously, lechatechila, you should always bring it beforehand. So therefore, the order of what we're doing is as follows. So Motzei Shabbat, Bezrat Hashem, we have normal mincha and normal, right, Sudah Shlishit and Arvit, right? And then after we finish, we're going to be finishing the Arvit. We're probably going to be starting again. We don't do the right before the Ve'ata Kadosh, right before then. That's when we stop. And when we're going to stop, remember we do say Shuvah, because when we say Shuvah Hashem Matai, we do say it because at the end of the day it's work, right? You're allowed to work. There's a minhag not to work, but it's not that it is an isur to work. So you still say it on the Motzei Shabbat. You stop right before Ve'ata Kadosh. And then what happens is that when you're going to start right before Ve'ata Kadosh, right, we're going to start the reading of the Megilah. When we're reading the Megilah, we're going to start 15 minutes after the Tzeta Shabbat, which means it gives enough time for the women to come, right after Shabbat. They have 15 minutes in order to come to the Bet HaKnesset. There will be a second reading after that as well. That will be later on throughout the night. Obviously, we'll know a little bit better of timing the second that we finish the first one. And then what we're going to be doing is that by doing this, you do have time that if a person wants, they could bring their Megilah, or their wife could bring their Megilah. But if not, lechatechila, obviously it's better that they should bring their own Megilah from before Shabbat in order that you don't have this problem of preparing from Hachana from preparing from Shabbat to weekday.